Hi students, welcome to today's video. Today we are going to start with domain name system or DNS. DNS simply means it is the naming system, or we can say the phone book of the internet, isn't it? So actually why we are using phone book? To save contact numbers of our relatives or friends, isn't it? Suppose one of your relatives number that you have saved on your phone book with a name, isn't it? So how you are making the call? You are making the call by clicking on the relative's name, isn't it? So after clicking on relative's name, automatically the call will be sent to that number, isn't it? Not to the name, to the number we are calling, isn't it? So the same is happening for the on the internet also, which means suppose if you want to get the home page of the Facebook, what you will do, you need to go to the web browser, then you need to type www.facebook.com. okay, so immediately the home page of the Facebook will be loaded on the browser. How it is loading? Because after typing the website or the URL, immediately the web browser will go to the DNS server. From DNS server, the web browser getting an IP address, isn't it? So to that IP address, the browser will send the request to access the home page of the Facebook, isn't it? So that is how we are getting the home page of any website. If it is Facebook or Google, so it is beneficial for human to remember facebook.com or google.com or whatever it is. So instead of, if we want to remember the IP addresses such as 160, see here it is written, if you want to memorize this kinds of number for Facebook and Google, it will be very difficulty, isn't it? It will be very difficult to remember. So instead of, human can easily remember facebook.com or google.com like that. So that is the advantage of domain name system. Like that's why it is saying that it is the phone book of the internet, isn't it? So see this the selected text, this 192.168.1.1, that is the IPv4 address. We have seen IPv4 in the previous video. So if it is an IPv6, this is the IP address. See, to remember this IP address, it is very difficult, isn't it? So there we can use DNS or domain name system. Okay, so that is the use of domain name system. I hope you could understand. Okay, then web page. Okay, so you already know what is a web page, isn't it? Collection of information. That information is organized in a well manner. Okay, so website, you already created many websites from the previous classes. In the previous years you have learned HTML. So already you know HTML is used to create web pages. Okay, so the same example we can discuss home page of the Facebook. Okay, so that home page is created by HTML only, isn't it? So what we can see in a home page, we can see sign in button, then username text box, password text box, then sign in, create new account. So that is an example of one web page. Okay, so that web page contains several links. Okay, so that is the collection of information provided by a website. Okay, so that is known as a web page. Okay, I hope you could understand. So here if I am typing here www.facebook.com, okay, so see here I am typing the website. So what will happen sorry, if after clicking on the enter key, the browser will get the IP address, then request will send it to that corresponding IP address, and to a server, to Facebook server. Then Facebook server will return or will send a response to this computer. Okay, So Facebook server will send a request to this web browser with a home page of the Facebook. We can check is it working or not. Okay, see, so we got the response as this home page. So this is the home page for Facebook. Whatever it has two text boxes. See, one text box is to type the user ID. So user ID may be email address or phone number, then password, then login button. See, then if you don't know the password, we can click on the forgot button. See, if it this means it is a link. Forgot password is a link. Then create new account, so that is also a button. Okay, so this is known as the home page. So this is also known as a web page. So after typing the username and password, after clicking on login, we will get another web page. So this facebook.com contains collection of several web pages. So website contains a collection of several web pages. Web page contains collections of information. I hope you could understand. Okay, then next one is web portal. So web portal is different than website. Okay, so usually a website contains many things, isn't it? For example, what we can type, website www dot, okay, let it be campuscare.in. Okay, so see, so after clicking on the particular website, see here you can see several informations, isn't it? Home button, then about us, academic. Okay, several information you can see. Okay, so this is the collection of several information. So this is known as the website. Okay, so this may contains web portal. See, here it is written parent portal guidelines. See, parent portal means there will be a section for parents. Okay, which means parents can log in. Okay, so you also having the Campus Care application, isn't it? So the same website you can get by logging into a browser also. Here you can type STK Campus Care, isn't it? Then the parents can log in into their account. So what they are getting there, they can get several details after logging into their account. Okay, so in a website we cannot log in, but in a portal we can log in, isn't it? So that portal may be unique for that, depends on the website, depends on the situation. That portal may give unique web pages to the users. Sometimes we are getting dynamic also, which means after logging to Facebook, okay, we are news feeds of each users are different, isn't it? Suppose after logging to my Facebook, I am getting one news feed. Okay, that depends on my account. Then if you are logging into your account, you are getting another news feed, means that is a page, another web page than me, isn't it? So that is entirely different. Okay, so that is the web portal. I hope you could understand what is web portal. Okay, here I can show you one more example for web portal. Okay, then web portal, web portal of Kerala. Okay, okay, let it be Meghalaya. Okay, then see, this is the official web portal of Government of Meghalaya, isn't it? So here what else we can see? We can here we can see several details. Which are the details? See, we can search about the governor, CM, then justice, and many details we can see. See here, it is the collection of several link, isn't it? See, Twitter link, Instagram link, Facebook link. If I click on this Facebook link, it will direct to the Facebook page of this Meghalaya, isn't it? So see, COVID-19 helpline, many different details you can see, as well as we can log in here also. Okay, here anywhere here we have the option for login. Okay, so that is the difference between website and web portal. In a web portal there is a facility to log in and check different details. For example, in a financial in a bank, suppose in a bank every PO will be written in each bank. So every PO, public relation officer, has a login ID and a password, and he can log in his own account and he can check for different things, isn't it? So that is known as the web portal. I hope you could understand. Okay, then next one is modem. Modem is modulator or demodulator. That is the full form of modem, modulator or demodulator. It is just a device, okay, hardware device, which means from the name we can understand modulator and demodulator. Okay, so we know that computer can manipulate only digital data, that is in the form of 0 and 1. Okay, so we are getting internet connection, isn't it? So if you send an email, that email in the computer will be 0 and 1. When it is sent to another network or another computer, that email should be traveled through a medium. That medium may be radio waves or wires. Suppose if you are traveling through wires, it should be passed through passed in the form of electrical signals, isn't it? We cannot send that created email as the form of zeros and ones. It should be transferred as the form of electrical signals. So to convert that zeros into electrical signals, we can use modem. I hope you could understand. So from a computer 1, here may have a computer 1. Okay, so from this computer 1 we need to send an email to computer 2. Okay, so this computer 1 and computer 2 are connected by the help of a wire. So how can we send this email to this computer 2? Computer 1 will create the email. That email will be converted to this electrical signals, such as electrical signals. Okay, so that electrical signals will be traveled through a wire, isn't it? So traveled through two types of medium, air and wire. Okay, so if it is traveling through a wire, so in the form of electrical signals, so that modem will convert digital data to analog data. Then after receiving through another modem at the end modem, that the another modem will convert that electrical signal or the analog signal to digital data. So to convert analog to digital and vice versa, means digital to analog also, we are using modulator. So that is the working of modulator, modem, modulator and modulator, demodulator. I hope you could understand what is modem. Okay, then next one is switch. We have seen switches anywhere. Okay, in the previous example we have seen switches. Okay, see here in this figure you can see switch. See, this switch is a device which contains several ports, PORTS ports. So to that port we are connecting each devices. Okay, see, this printer is connected to one port, this desktop, this PC is connected to the second port, this laptop is connected to third port, this cell phone is connected to another port, then this gaming console is connected to another port, isn't it? So each port is connected to different devices. Okay, so what is the advantage? If here there's see this desktop, if this desktop wants to send a message to this desktop, this second desktop in LAN 1, it can send. How? Because this PC in the LAN 2 will create a message, so that message will contain MAC address of, we already discussed MAC address. So each one contains, here each device contains different MAC address. Okay, each MAC address will be unique for each devices. So while this PC generating the message, that PC will include the MAC address of this device. So this switch will read the MAC address and will transfer that message to the corresponding switch, and this switch will take the corresponding MAC address, and that message will be only sent to the desktop. So the message sent by this desktop in LAN 2, that message is only received by this desktop in LAN 1. Okay, so no other devices in LAN 1 are getting this, that message. I hope you could understand. So switch has a capability to send the message to that particular PC. Okay, so that message will not be received by the other devices, only a particular device will be received by that message which is sent by the sender. Okay, that is switch. So where we are using switch usually used for networking, okay, to connect several computers, other devices also, such as printer we can connect, as we have seen just before. Okay, so that is the switch. Then next one is hub. Both switch and hub has almost similar capabilities, but the switch can identify the devices separately by the help of MAC address. Okay, here we have, suppose, see, this is computer 1, computer 2, okay, computer 3. Here we connected these three computers together using a switch. Okay, then so the same system C3, same system means another network C1, C2, C3. This is connected using a hub. See, what is the difference means, if C3 wants to send a message, to C1, what C3 will do? C3 will create a message. So this is a message. So to this message C3 will add, okay, C3 will add two things, means that will be the traveling path. Okay, so address of the traveling path and MAC address. Okay, we have learned MAC address. So this MAC address will be contained with this message. So this message is fully known as packet. So this packet will be traveled through this switch and to the corresponding C1 only, because of this MAC address is written with this message. So this what the switch will do? Switch will read the MAC address from this packet, and to that PC only this message will be sent. So that is the working of switch. If it is a hub, what will do? The same packet will be sent through this C1 and C2. The same package will be sent to this C1 and C2. Okay, so that is the difference between hub and switch. Both are used for connecting devices in a LAN or local area network, but the difference is the hub cannot separate or classify the devices, but the switch can. That is the difference between hub and switch. Okay, then next one is router. Okay, so router is a networking device also. The router is also a networking device, but mainly the use of router is to transfer the packets. Okay, first of all you have to understand packet. Packet means, see, so a packet, as I said just before, so this is the message. This message contains two things: the destination address, the sender address and destination address. This destination address may contain MAC address also, isn't it? Suppose this sender address is 192.168.1.1. So this receiver's address is, or sender or receiver address, receiver's or destination address, both are same. So receiver's address may contain another IP address 180.150.1.1. okay. So see, so this is the sender's address and this is the receiver's address. So this is the message sent by a PC, okay. So this is the PC. This PC is connected to a switch, isn't it? Not only this PC, many PCs are connected to this switch. So what will do? Many PCs are connected. So among one PC, the switch is received a packet. So this switch is connected to a modem, okay. So this is the modem, okay. So this modem will connect to a router. Sometimes both modem and router are same, okay, sometimes different, okay. So router, what will do the router? Router will read the packet, okay. So this is known as the one LAN, isn't it? What is LAN? This entire system is one LAN. Similarly, this router is connected to several LANs, isn't it? LAN or MAN, even MAN also. So what will do? This router is connected to all these LAN and MAN, sometimes WAN also, isn't it? So from this packet it will read the destination address and this packet will send it to that corresponding address only, isn't it? So this is the LAN which contains this IP address 180.150.1.1. So this packet will be transferred to this corresponding LAN only. That is the working of router. This router contains a table, routing table, okay. So that routing table will be stored. Router table contains each IP address of each network. So this that packet will be transferred to the corresponding area. So that is the working of router. I hope you could understand. If you have any doubt, you can comment under this video.